You're now listening to the Palmetto Dugout Show, hosted by State Director Sammy Esposito, Associate Scouts Drew Stewart and Sean Smith, that discuss all things related to amateur baseball in South Carolina. Here are your hosts.
Welcome into episode 43 of the Palmetto Dugout Show. I'm Drew Stewart here with Sammy Esposito, Matt Payne, and Austin Smith. What's going on, guys?
Coach, what's happening today? We're doing all right?
Doing good. Glad we can have a full room for the Palmetto Dugout Show here today as we make these super regional picks here coming up. But first off, make sure you like and subscribe down below. We're missing Omar. He didn't comment last week, so maybe we'll see him in the comments this week. Maybe because Austin wasn't on the show.
I think Braxton and Larry must have been up to some shenanigans. They didn't.
Maybe we should have invited Omar as the guest picker for this week as well, along with Coach Payne. Coach Payne, I noticed the Red Solo Cup here on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon.
You got tea time, so
there we go. We had a successful Cane Scout Day, Cane Scout Days over the weekend with Saturday and Sunday. Shout out to those guys for that big event. As you'll see more information come out throughout the week, stories and graphics subscription, right, Austin?
If you don't have a subscription, you're already behind. Sorry.
We also have more events coming up with Team Carolina Trials coming up on Wednesday, June the 7th at College of Charleston. We also have another one on June the 20th, as well as at Rising Stars that same day. New location, right, Coach?
New location. Still working to fill out the paperwork and complete it, but we did have to switch locations due to some updated facilities at South Point High School. So we do have a new location. I don't want to say it out loud yet, but I just got to fill out the paperwork, and we are moving it. It's going to be in the same area, same general area up there in Rock Hill, but we're moving high schools for that event.
Yes, and then we'll have still got a couple scout days coming up, as well as our infamous junior future games and future games at the end of July. And all of these, as well as the border battle on the 28th, South Carolina whipping up on North Carolina again. Then we'll get into the top prospect games later in August. So big events coming up as we're gearing up in the middle of the summer here. So we'll hop into, I think all we got on the board today is our super regional pick'ems. So kind of recap regional pick'ems. Sammy went 8 for 16. That's batting 500, not bad. Matt went 6 for 16. And then Mr. Stewart went 10 for 16. So that's might have missed the most important one. But hey,
I got them all right. I just wasn't on the show.
What was that?
I got all 16 right. I just wasn't here. Y'all wouldn't wait on me.
We're actually, I think after this weekend, we might get a chance to get Duke into
Omaha. You're going too far. Stop.
And make Drew look pretty good in this.
Stop. Hold on. We're getting there. We're getting there. You can't say anything yet. So
I think that's why Omar didn't comment, because if he was rattled like Drew was in the show last weekend after his comments about a certain team going to Omaha.
So we'll start off here. I'll go. Sammy will go second. Matt, then Austin will let Austin finish this up. So we'll start off with Alabama rolling into Wake Forest for a 1 versus 16 matchup. I'm going Wake Forest. Too good.
Yeah, I like the story of Alabama with the adversity with their coaches and all that stuff, and Coach Jackson taking over. But if I was a betting man, I would go Wake Forest, which I'm going to go I'm going to go Wake Forest right here.
I heard Wake Forest is already sold out for the weekend. I would put my money on Wake Forest. Too good, dominated the regional. Like Wake Forest a lot this weekend.
Yeah, give me Wake Forest as well. I want to go Alabama. I think it's a good story, especially since y'all want to make all these betting jokes over here. But yeah, give me Wake Forest. It's a good story, but bad part about a good story is Wake Forest better. It's over.
The Deeks with the clean sweep for PBR. So then we'll hop over going on to Gainesville here. Gamecocks roll into town to take on the Gators. Hey, give me the Gamecocks.
Ooh, you're keeping them going. Keeping it going.
Keeping them going. Keeping them going.
Obviously, I think, you were the only one who picked, me and Matt went with our alma mater, and it was looking pretty good at first last week, for one game at least. But, the Gamecocks look like they're back to their form. The only thing, they might be, but they did sweep the Gators earlier in the year in Columbia. One, it's hard to sweep somebody, but now you got to beat them 5 out of 6 games. And that Florida offense at home, the numbers start to add up, and you don't know if somebody's going to beat somebody 5 out of 6. So I'm gonna go Gators. I'm gonna go Gators in that one.
South Carolina had a great weekend. Florida got off to a rough start. South Carolina with the sweep early. I think Florida gets revenge. I look for Florida to win that Super and be in Omaha again.
I'm going with Drew. Much as I don't want to, I'm going with Drew. I know they swept them early in Columbia, but it's I don't know. I think that South Carolina team, they might have finally got all the kinks worked out. Maybe they're going to get back hot like they were at the beginning of the year. They get hot like they did early on. They can beat anybody, especially twice.
Ooh,
that's what I'm saying. As Coach Baker would say, "Give me the boys from Columbia." Why not?
Okay. Give me the boys from Columbia. We head over to Eugene, Oregon, with Oral Roberts, a 4 seed in the regional, rolling into town to take on the Ducks. And the train's going to keep rolling. Give me Oral Roberts.
Not so fast, my friend. I do love the Oral Roberts. I do love that. We'll go plastic fork. I do love the Oral Roberts story. And obviously they can hit. Heck, I think the one guy's got a 40-some game hitting streak going on. They got some nasty guys at the back of that bullpen. Coach Waz up there in Oregon, them Ducks, they might be too good. That's a long trip to go from the middle of the country out there to the great Pacific Northwest. I'm gonna go with the Ducks. I'm gonna go with the Ducks for the win.
We'll see if Sammy throws on his duck costume at the end of the show. Since he's going Corso there. Oral Roberts looked like the most complete team in Stillwater this weekend. I like Oral Roberts going to Omaha.
I'm jumping on that train too. I'm sorry, Sammy. You're by yourself. I'm going to Oral Roberts.
That's usually the way Corso is anyway.
And usually winners are by themselves. You know what I mean? There's only one team left standing at the end of the year. So.
Oh gosh.
I don't think either of these two teams is going to be the one left standing at the end of the year.
I would agree with you on that one, but
that's okay. I got ahead of myself there. No, give me Oral Roberts. I do hope you put on a duck costume at the end of the show. I think that'd be good for subscriptions. I think Omar would definitely have a comment if you put that on.
We head over to Baton Rouge, where the Kentucky Wildcats roll into town to take on the Tigers. Give me the Tigers in this one. I think they keep it rolling.
The Wildcats played them well down there earlier in the year, had a chance to win 2 out of 3 in Baton Rouge. It'll be interesting. LSU's pitching coach has just accepted a certain head coaching job. So where's his mind? You never know. You see this a lot of times in the college football ranks. Is his head in Athens already, or is he still down in Baton Rouge? I know them Cajuns down there might make his head straight if he ain't too excited about that one. But obviously, Paul Skeens, you're going to get game 1. I think the Tigers are too much. Watching that offense and watching them over the past couple of days, it's a lot of home runs, and I look to see them keep it rolling.
I got to go with LSU in that one. Kentucky's playing well. I feel like they can create runs, but LSU has so much power in that lineup. They can score on any swing. Playing at home, like LSU to advance.
I'm going 4 for 4. Give me LSU. Not to be confused with the Wendy's 4 for 4. They're not at the top of our list right now. They were closed when we tried to go there. Give me LSU. I'm gonna use Skeen's going first game. Don't see him losing.
Hey, watch out. Not so fast. Now we head on. We go to Hattiesburg here with Tennessee rolling into town to take on Southern Miss. Southern Miss getting the host over Tennessee. Give me the Vols. I think they're getting hot at the right time.
You know, is this Southern Miss has had some cracks at home here recently. Some SEC teams have rolled in there and crushed their hopes and dreams. Coach is going out; he's retiring, so it'd be a great story for Southern Miss to make it to Omaha. But I think it happens again. I think you know, it was light work for the Vols this past weekend in Tigertown. They weren't taxed too hard overall, so I think they're gonna keep it rolling down into Hattiesburg. And I like Drew said, they're playing well, they're playing hot, you know, and them boys think they ain't too scared of too many things. So looking for them to keep it rolling.
I like Tennessee also. Going on the road, thinks that gives them a little more of an edge. They're playing well, seems to be putting it all together here at the end of the year. Vols win.
I'm going Southern Miss.
Woo! Southern Miss. Look at it.
Yeah, write that one in there. That way. I think it might be a good way to get my score up in case I botch some of these other picks if they come through for me. Or I might just blow it. Could be either one.
I think you were just copying me all the way through till that one.
Well, I think Tennessee's riding a really big high after they shut down the Cajun Cafe up there this weekend. But I think they're just gonna roll into Southern Miss thinking they're gonna do the same thing again, and this time Southern Miss version of the Cajun Cafe is gonna be too much for them.
This version of the Cajun, nothing can top the Cajun Cafe. We move on to Indiana State taking on TCU. TCU getting the host due to some logistical issues at Indiana State. I think the Horned Frogs their offense is too good right now. So as we call them, the Horny Toads. Give me the Horny Toads.
Who's we call them that?
Don't worry about we.
I don't want to be lumped into that. So I don't know if we're going to go we on that one. You know, I've kind of off the bandwagon of Indiana State. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on it right now. I'm gonna go with an upset. They're gonna be a little upset. They got to go on the road. I think they're gonna have something they want to prove something. I don't think a lot of people gave them a chance last weekend, and they kind of pushed some teams around up there. So I'm gonna look for the big time upset in the small school to go down to Fort Worth and whip up on the Horny Toads, as you call them, and head on out to Omaha.
I think if you asked TCU if they'd be hosting a super heading into this, they wouldn't have believed it. Things worked out in their favor. Played really well at Arkansas. I like TCU in that one.
I'm going TCU as well. I can't get on the upset train with you, Sammy. They're the 14th national seed. I can't.
It's okay.
I don't think that's an upset.
It's okay. TCU wasn't a national seed.
You're riding that wagon by yourself. That's okay.
Again, we discussed this already. Winners are usually by themselves.
So we head to Charlottesville with Duke traveling to Virginia. And I think the Dukies are going to make their second College World Series berth here. The Dukies win it. Let's go, Dukies.
It's I'm glad they can get there and prove it right for you. Virginia's got something going on there. They got it rolling. They're pitching it, they're hitting it. Charlottesville, that place gets rocking up there in the postseason. Duke played really well. They had to escape a tough Rider team. Day 2 of that regional, but I don't know. Virginia's too good. I nothing against Duke. I think they've had an incredible season. It seems like Virginia's kind of got everything clicking at once, and they're doing it all great. So I'm gonna go with the Wahoos there for the dub.
Drew may know something we don't know, but still got to go UVA up there.
Yeah, I'm going UVA as well. I like that you kind of tried to speak this Duke College World Series thing into existence. Maybe that's what
I did 2 shows ago.
Maybe you can see the future, and
I should be a better.
That'd be cool.
Maybe he is Omar. Is he the tent maker?
He could be.
I definitely don't make tents on the side as my third job, but I feel like it's someone Austin knows. Since that's his.
There does seem to be a trend that when I'm on the show, Omar comments back.
So if he comments this week, it was because of Austin.
We will know. Can he clarify this for us?
We
Can
still
he comment below and let us know the connection to him and Austin?
Omar, if you will tell us who you are, we will tell you Sammy's exit velocity because we got it this past weekend.
It's Omar probably has Austin taught Omar's 2 kids over there in PE, so that's probably
a great call.
Yeah, maybe I taught Braxton and Larry. Maybe they ran the pacer test for me.
Those crumb snatchers. So we'll head on to the last super here as it wrapped up. Team got in last night, and Texas travels to Stanford. Stanford coming back and beating Texas A&M twice, so depriving us of a Texas A&M super. But give me the horns up here.
2 traditional powerhouses here, right? The Cardinals and the Longhorns. A lot of people were trying to hop off the Longhorn bandwagon all year and say they couldn't get it done, but an incredible coaching job by those guys. With the amount of firepower they lost last year to get themselves back in the situation again to compete for Omaha. There's something about the Cardinal out there in Palo Alto. There's a bunch of men out there that hit balls like 550 feet out of the ballpark. I'm sticking with the Cardinal. I'm looking for Stanford to get back to Omaha and beat up on the Longhorns this weekend.
Sammy had Texas at Miami. I had Miami. Texas played outstanding. Cardinal Regional went to Monday. I like the way Texas is playing. Horns in the burnt orange back in Omaha.
Sammy, I'm coming with you. I was gonna go Texas.
Come on over.
I was gonna go Texas, but I don't know. I think it's since Drew said horns up, I think I'm gonna go horns down. Let's go Stanford. Give me the Cardinal.
Go trees.
I don't care if their mascot's a tree or not.
Tree.
Give me Stanford.
We'll see who comes out victorious on this side of the supers. As we then look at the College World Series on the next episode of the podcast. So I think about does us there. Kane Scout Day pictures are live on Smug Mug. If you go look at Stewie_2 Twitter.
Stewie Media,
we also Stewie Media, that's right. We got the Shipyard Summer Championship Tournament coming up this weekend. Starting on Thursday through Sunday, 16U, 17U happening. Me, Austin, and Blake will be present with our
look for some
other people.
Some outstanding tweets coming out from those 3 guys of some top tier talent that'll be down there in the Shipyard. And then following that, look for some scout blogs to be released following that event. So we'll get some blogs out next week following that event and keep the content rolling.
We'll have a concession stand report after that too. We get that employee meal down there at the shipyard. Probably going to be, I'm trying to map out what I want to eat each day. So probably only going to be eating one meal a day there. I think I'm going to make Drew take me out to eat at night. Yeah.
With no shoelaces.
We don't have much concession stand from last week. That's, we tried to go to that Wendy's. They were closed. We'll give a plug.
Try Buc-ee's. Remember the Buc-ee's? We attempted to do Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's was standing room only. I mean, they were sold out.
To it.
Or Dugout.
The gentleman working at the McDonald's in Darlington, though, he needs a raise. That guy was super nice. Kept us from having to use the order. What a guy. Even if y'all did leave French fries in my truck, it was a nice place.
Say, pay attention to the Twitter page throughout the week. As various things will be released. World Wide Web. Maybe some things on Instagram, TikTok. We'll see how that goes. So from all of us here at PBR South Carolina and North Carolina, have a great week.